Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. After injury update, David Ornstein has more worrying news about William Saliba. Arsenal were rocked by the news that William Saliba is set to miss the Manchester City game this week, but now some more worrying news about the Frenchman has emerged. Indeed, speaking on the Handbrake Off Podcast, David Ornstein has shared an update about Saliba's contract situation, and he says that there has been no significant progress towards getting the defender to sign a new deal. Saliba's contract was extended in January via an option to extend, but heading into the summer, he will have just 2 years left on his deal, a situation that Arsenal may well be keen to avoid. Ornstein says that Arsenal do want Saliba to sign a new deal, but there is no indication that any agreement is on the horizon. Ornstein shared what he knows about Saliba. He said, there is also the extremely significant issue of his contract that needs to be sorted out, with Arsenal hoping to renew him. But to our knowledge, there has been no significant, meaningful progress in that either. I think his importance to Arsenal has been underlined by how they have been performing without him. The feeling around Arsenal in recent weeks is that his season may be over. Arsenal have plenty of business to tend to do this summer as they look to make new signings to become Champions League challengers next season, but getting Saliba to sign a new deal is absolutely vital. Indeed, you can't underestimate just how important Saliba is to this Arsenal team. He should be the bedrock of everything the Gunners do going forwards, but in order to be able to plan with Saliba, they need him to commit to a new contract. There is work to do on this front, and it's something that Edu and Mikel Arteta need to address at the end of the season. Club could walk away from bidding to sign Folarin Balogun. RB Leipzig are ready to walk away from their pursuit of Folarin Balogun should Arsenal dig their heels in over their asking price for the striker. That is according to Sky journalist Philipp Hinze, who suggests that the Bundesliga side view the Gunners' demands as being too expensive. Folarin Balogun is a player we are going to hear a lot about over the coming months. Of course, he is coming towards the end of a breakout year in League One on loan with Rams. The 21-year-old has scored 18 times in the top flight. Arsenal would surely love to hold on to the forward as he starts to realize the potential he showed in the youth ranks at the Emirates. But it seems that Balogun may have other ideas. Recent reports have suggested that he has no intention of signing a new contract at Arsenal and is not keen on another loan move. He would like assurances over game time as he potentially prepares to battle with the likes of Gabriel Jesus and Edin Ketia. There is plenty of interest in Balogun, and one of those who want the youngster is RB Leipzig. However, it seems that they are ready to pull the plug on any potential move. Hans reported on Twitter that Arsenal want £35.4 million, €40 million, plus add-ons for Balogun, but that price is too high for Leipzig, and they will only make a move if the Gunners are prepared to compromise. Arsenal are not in the strongest position right now. Balogun's contract in North London is currently set to expire in a couple of years, so it would be a gamble to not negotiate with the forward's admirers if there is little chance of him staying in the long term. But Mikel Arteta thinks Balogun is a phenomenal player, so there certainly will be no intention of letting him leave on the cheap. 25-year-old Arsenal player says he is going to leave this summer. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has admitted that he will be leaving Arsenal once his contract has expired this summer. The versatile midfielder spoke to The Athletic and opened up about his plans for next season. Maitland-Niles has spent the season on loan at Southampton and will first face a battle to keep the club in the Premier League. The 25-year-old has spent the last few seasons out on loan after he had struggled to nail down a place in Mikel Arteta's side. He enjoyed spells at West Ham, Roma, and of course Southampton. Maitland-Niles showed plenty of promise when he broke into the first team under Arteta a few years back, but he now looks set to leave Arsenal on a free transfer. Speaking to The Athletic, Niles admitted that it's time for him to seek out a fresh start away from Arsenal. He said, "It's been a great journey, but it has come to an end. It's time for a fresh start and to find a new home. I am looking forward to that, but at the same time, my head's not quite there yet, and it's all about what's happening now with Southampton." The Englishman also admitted that if Southampton were to make him an offer, he would love to stay at St. Mary's beyond the end of the season. He went on to say, "I had a conversation about coming here the first time around. Southampton has always looked like a good club to me. They have always played good football, a similar style to Arsenal. It's a great club to be at and progress and get some minutes under my belt. Of course, if they were to make an offer, I will be more than happy to stay." Niles has racked up a total of 18 appearances in the Premier League for the Saints this season. He is often fancied himself as a midfielder, but he only got opportunities to play at fullback during his time at Arsenal. It's a shame that he hasn't been able to make the cut at Arsenal, but he will certainly have plenty of offers come the summer, especially on a free transfer. Kevin Campbell gives verdict on Rob Holding's form for Arsenal. Rob Holding has done fairly well since coming into the Arsenal side and will start when they face Manchester City in that massive Premier League clash on Wednesday. That is the view of Kevin Campbell, who was speaking on Hyper Squad ahead of the Gunners' trip to the Etihad Stadium this week. Of course, it feels like now or never for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta's men have drawn their last three games in the Premier League, and that has handed the title initiative to Manchester City. It's Arsenal who seemingly have to win on Wednesday. The worry will be that they have conceded 7 goals in their last three games and 9 goals in the 5 games William Saliba has missed. For some, the recent run has highlighted the gulf between Saliba and Rob Holding. It certainly seems that the Gunners have found playing with a new look back four much trickier, but Campbell has leapt to the defense of the Englishman, seemingly suggesting that he is not particularly responsible for Arsenal's current rout. He said, "Rob Holding is playing against Manchester City. Let me tell you now, there is always got to be a scapegoat, always, for whatever reason, and yeah, Rob Holding, just because of his history and he is not the same quality as Saliba, I think Rob Holding's done alright. I will be honest with you, I think he is done alright. If it's possible, it's not so much the fact that Rob Holding is not playing that is costing Arsenal, but rather the fact that William Saliba is not. The Frenchman isn't just that good, he is a game changer at the back, and his partnership with Gabriel Magalhaes is a key reason why Arsenal find themselves still at the summit of the Premier League table. Holding was also coming and having not played a lot of football this season, which made his task much trickier. Campbell is clearly confident that the 27-year-old can step up. Certainly, one colossal performance on Wednesday, and Holding could secure a place in Arsenal folklore. Journalist makes worrying Chelsea claim for Arsenal fans about Declan Rice. Arsenal fans aren't too bothered about missing out on Mykhailo Mudryk to Chelsea, but they will surely be fuming if the same happens with Declan Rice this summer. Mikel Arteta's men are in a great position in the Premier League. Chelsea, on the other hand, have been awful. The Blues are currently 11th in the table, 36 points behind the Gunners. However, Chelsea are still a financial powerhouse and we just can't rule them out of the race to sign Rice this summer. For months and months in the first half of the season, Arsenal fans believed they would sign Mykhailo Mudryk in the January transfer window. The Ukrainian even dropped numerous hints on social media about his desire to join the Gunners. He also publicly claimed he could never say no to Arsenal if they offered him a deal. The North Londoners, as expected, tried very hard to sign Mudryk in January, but Chelsea came in with a better offer and Shakhtar sold the winger to the Blues instead of Arsenal. Todd Bowley got the upper hand then, and Jones thinks lightning could strike twice for Arsenal, with Chelsea still in the race to sign Rice from West Ham this summer. The journalist told Give Me Sport, That is going to be the tough situation again that they are in. They won't be too far off where they were with Madrid when it dragged and dragged and dragged, and they wouldn't do it, and somebody else did go and do it. So there is still an opportunity here that somebody like Chelsea could beat them to Declan Rice purely because there will be more of an appetite at a club like Chelsea to go and spend money. Missing out on Modric wasn't that big of a deal for Arsenal, as he would have only been a backup at the Emirates. Rice, however, is almost a guaranteed starter. The 24-year-old is one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. He has been sensational for West Ham, and he is almost certain to leave the Hammers this summer when he enters the final year of his contract. Rice would be a fantastic signing for Arsenal. He can play with Thomas Partey or in place of him, and under Mikel Arteta, he could really explode. However, if West Ham demand crazy money like Shakhtar did, Arsenal will likely walk away again. Pounded thinks Mason Mount will leave Chelsea as Arsenal open talks. Whoever manages to sign Mason Mount is going to be very fortunate amid reports that Arsenal have held talks about the Chelsea star ahead of the summer. That is according to Jason Candy, who was speaking on Highbury Squad following reports from Goal that the Gunners are interested in the Chelsea star. Mason Mount's future at Stamford Bridge is in some doubt. His contract with the Blues expires at the end of next season. Goal reported last week that he is expected to leave this summer after rejecting the offer of fresh terms, and Arsenal are one of those in the mix to sign the England international. The report from Goal noted that talks have been held about a potential move for the 24-year-old. Of course, Arsenal are going to be able to offer Champions League football to their targets in the summer. Candy was asked about the links on Highbury squad. He suggested that he is expecting Mount to move on, and he added that it's really going to be Chelsea's loss if he does go. He said, "He has been very unlucky with the fact there has been such chaos. Do I think he will leave Chelsea? There is a very strong possibility that he will leave Chelsea. Every manager who's ever played Mace loves him, every manager without expectation, but you have got to play on his terms, so it's got to be high energy football. You have got to get him squeezing the ball. Southgate loves him, Frank loves him, Tuchel loved him, Potter loved him at the beginning until his form started to drift, but it's that high intense, high energy, high press. The boy's got quality. He is a lovely lad as well. I think whoever gets him is very fortunate." Mount seems to tick a lot of boxes for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta's men have played the most exhilarating football in the Premier League for the large majority of the season, and Mount is another player with more than a proven track record in the Premier League. He has 51 goal involvements in 129 games in the competition. Arsenal have done some outstanding business involving their Premier League rivals in recent years, and that has meant that Arteta and Edu have built something really special. His contract situations open the door for a real bargain. Chelsea are not going to let him go on the cheap, but if he is not going to sign a fresh deal, the Blues are not in a strong position. It has been claimed by The Athletic they want £70 million. Arsenal will fancy their chances of competing with almost anyone for his signature. Alexander Lacazette responds to people saying he was finished after leaving Arsenal. Alexander Lacazette had a really poor final season at Arsenal, but he has become a superstar in League One since leaving the Gunners last summer. The Frenchman joined the North Londoners from Lyon back in 2017 for a then club record £46.5 million. He didn't quite live up to all the hype at the Emirates with respect to his goal scoring, but he was a good servant for Arsenal during his 5-year stay at the club. Lacazette rejoined Lyon on a £93,000 a week contract after his deal expired at Arsenal last summer. Many went as far as saying he was finished at the top level, but the Frenchman has proven them all wrong by scoring 24 goals and providing 5 assists in all competitions so far. Speaking to Telefoot about people doubting him, Lacazette said, "Many people thought I was finished. They were saying that I wouldn't succeed. that the club was making a mistake by signing me. I wanted to show that Lyon were right in calling on me. Should have Arsenal kept him? I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.